Hello, everyone. Today we will take a look back at the legendary cast of The Nanny in 1993. From the first days on screen to the present, you will definitely not recognize many familiar faces anymore. Let's explore their life and career journey after more than 30 years, from the roles that made their names to the surprising changes in real life. Don't miss it. Are you a fan of The Nanny? Let us know which character you remember the most by leaving their name or the number 1 in the comments. If you haven't seen it or don't like it, you can leave a comment of 0. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel and watch more interesting videos. Thank you very much. In 1993, at the age of 36, she took on her career-defining role in the hit sitcom The Nanny. In addition to starring, Fran also co-wrote and produced the film with her then-husband, Peter Mark Jacobson. Her distinctive nasal voice, charming humor, and bold fashion sense quickly helped her become an American television icon in the 1990s. Francine Joy Drescher was born on September 30th, 1957 in Queens, New York, and as Fran finds, she made a deep impression on fans around the world. It was this role that catapulted her to new heights, becoming an irreplaceable role model in the entertainment industry. In addition to the brilliant halo on the screen, Fran Drescher's life also experienced many harsh challenges. In 1985, she encountered a serious assault event that left deep psychological scars that lasted for many years. However, instead of falling apart, Fran turned the pain into strength to continue on her career path. That resilient spirit helped her overcome the most difficult times and continue to dedicate herself to humorous and lively roles. Her story is not only about success, but also a testament to extraordinary perseverance and determination. As of 2025, Fran Drescher remains a powerful icon in the entertainment industry and community. She serves as president of the SAG-AFTRA Actors Union, where she led the historic 2023 strike to protect the rights of artists. After overcoming uterine cancer in 2000, she founded the Cancer Schmancer organization to raise awareness and prevention of cancer nationwide. With an estimated net worth of $25 million, Fran has not only achieved success in her career, but has also inspired millions of people with the power of faith and perseverance. She is a living testament to turning loss into a brilliant legacy while always maintaining her signature charm and humor in each of her roles. In 1993, at the age of 65, Anne Morgan Gilbert took on the role of grandmother Yetta Rosenberg in The Nanny. Her messy hair, oversized glasses, and absent-minded but sharp lines made Yetta an unforgettable highlight of the show. Throughout 56 episodes, Anne brought warm laughter to the audience and proved that age could not hinder her brilliance on screen. Anne Morgan Gilbert was born on October 16, 1928, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But behind the halo were painful falls in her private life. Anne Morgan Gilbert's 2 seemingly stable marriages ended in pain and failure. First was the bitter divorce from George Eckstein, her first husband, and then the pain of losing her second husband, Guy Raymond. Loneliness gradually surrounded her in her final years. On screen, she brought laughter to the audience through her charming roles, but in real life, Anne had to quietly face the deep wounds of broken love and financial difficulties. Not only that, she also fought silently with the terrible cancer, making each passing day a difficult battle for survival. Although the stage and the lights still required her to smile brightly, Anne's health gradually declined. On June 14, 2016, she passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 87, leaving behind deep regret in the hearts of her fans. Although her modest net worth of only about $2 million USD cannot compare to the career and artistic legacy she built throughout her life. After her death, her house was sold for $3.89 million USD, closing a chapter of her life filled with laughter, but also moments filled with tears and sadness. In 1993, at the age of 60, Renee Taylor joined The Nanny as Sylvia Fine, a talkative, constantly eating but extremely lovable mother. She became the second soul of the film, associated with the image of endless eating scenes and urging her daughter to get married. The audience laughed out loud, but few knew that behind that role were the great sacrifices of a woman. Renee Adori Taylor was born on March 19, 1933 in the Bronx, New York. But her life was not all stage and applause. After more than half a century together, her husband, Joseph Bologna, her partner, colleague, confidant, and greatest supporter, passed away in 2017. The shock broke Renee's heart because Bologna was not only her husband, but also the co-writer of the play Lovers and Other Strangers, a co-star on Broadway, and a partner in countless productions. Which character in The Nanny do you think has changed the most dramatically since the beginning of the film? If you agree, comment number 2, if not, comment number 5. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next interesting videos. I look forward to reading your comments. From being used to his breathing and rhythm of life, she suddenly fell into a cold void of loneliness. Every time she faced the audience after that loss, Renee had to swallow her tears because the light now only illuminated her without her old companion. In 2025, Renee Taylor is still alive, now 92 years old. Despite her old age, she still works tirelessly, touring with the play My Life on a Diet and participating in film projects. After more than 7 decades of dedication, she owns a fortune of about $3 million USD. In her later years, Renee was not only remembered as Sylvia Fine by her fans, but also as a living symbol of an artist who turned loss into motivation. She turned her own life into a stage where joy and sadness intertwined. Renee continued to inspire through each appearance, each line, each passionate role. Although time passed, her image still lingered in the hearts of many generations of audiences. Her journey was a testament to the will to overcome challenges with talent and love for the profession. An artist not only lived for art, but also lived for love for the audience. In 1997, at the age of 56, he appeared in The Nanny as an eccentric psychiatrist, a small but memorable role. His distinctive style and profound performance left a strong impression on audiences despite his brief appearance. This was one of the few times he left the stage for public television. Spalding Rockwell Gray was born on June 5, 1941, in Providence, Rhode Island. His real life was more thoughtful than any of his roles. In 1967, his mother died, leaving an unfillable void in his soul. The loss had a profound impact on his later works of art. He often shared these feelings in highly personal monologues. In 2001, a car accident in Ireland left him seriously injured, affecting his physical and mental health. From then on, he lived a life of deep reflection and hardship. Friends and colleagues recalled times when he struggled to overcome his inner despair. Every time he stepped on stage, beneath the audience's laughter was a deep sadness he had to hide. On January 10, 2004, he left his Manhattan apartment and never returned. Nearly 2 months later, his body was found in the East River. This sad ending closed the journey of an artist with too many cracks in his heart that had not healed. But his legacy is his sharp, honest monologues that touched the hearts of audiences. Although his material assets were only about $1 million, he gave the world an unforgettable image. A man who recounted his own pain and turned it into art that will last forever. In 1993, at the age of 48, he took on the role of Niles, the intelligent and witty Butler, in The Nanny. After just a few episodes, the audience believed he was actually British, thanks to his standard accent and polite manner. His charming banter with the character C.C. Babcock made Niles one of the most beloved characters. The role also brought Daniel Davis beyond the stage, closer to television audiences around the world. Daniel Davis was born on November 26, 1945, in Gurdon, Arkansas. His childhood was not tragic, but filled with inner turmoil. Born into a small town where the arts were not respected, he had to find his own way. His parents owned a cinema, and young Daniel would sit in the nursery to hear the voices of stars like Tyrone Power. It was there that his passion for acting was ignited. Although his passion made him stand out and faced ridicule at school, he found peace on stage. The lights and applause became the anchor for a childhood filled with mental challenges. He later made an impression on audiences as Professor Moriarty in Star Trek: The Next Generation and appeared in The Hunt for Red October in 1990. By 2025, Daniel Davis is 79 years old. He lives a quiet life, spending most of his time reading and occasionally returning to the stage when a role interests him. He doesn't call it retirement, but rather a quiet moment after more than 6 decades of dedication to the arts. With an estimated net worth of $2 million, he remains a symbol of unwavering passion for the arts. An artist who has always maintained a creative spirit, even if audiences may remember him as the witty Butler in The Nanny. At the age of 67, he made a surprise appearance on The Nanny from 1997 to 1998 as Sammy, Yetta's mischievous boyfriend. Although it was just a guest role, his charm and bright smile behind his legendary dark glasses made him a special highlight of the series. The presence of a music legend in the famous 1990s sitcom further affirmed the timeless, genre-transcending appeal of the soul genius. Ray Charles Robinson was born on September 23, 1930, in Albany, Georgia. But behind the stage lights was a challenging childhood. Abandoned by his father since childhood, Ray, at the age of 5, witnessed his younger brother die in an accident at home. That image haunted him throughout his life. Before he could overcome it, glaucoma robbed him of his sight at the age of 7, plunging the world around him into permanent darkness. In loneliness and loss, Ray found music as a spiritual lifeline. But the ordeal did not stop there. As a teenager, he began to fall into a negative lifestyle in an attempt to escape the pain. It was a battle that lasted nearly 2 decades, leaving him with much trouble and unwanted public attention. Yet he continued to compose timeless songs such as What Did I Say and Georgia on My Mind. In the spotlight, he always shined, but inside, Ray was constantly struggling to overcome his wounds and hardships. He was the embodiment of a musical genius, but also a man who had experienced much loss. On June 10, 2004, Ray Charles passed away in Beverly Hills, California from liver disease at the age of 73. When he passed away, he left behind an estimated $75 million fortune and a musical legacy spanning more than half a century. Despite his turbulent personal life with 12 children from 10 different relationships, his music remains immortal. The image of Ray sitting at the piano, his blind eyes hidden behind dark glasses, his husky yet soulful voice has become an immortal symbol of the American spirit. He was not just an artist, but also the embodiment of the will to rise above adversity. A legend who has left an indelible mark on the hearts of music lovers around the world. At the age of 38, he was cast in 1993 as Maxwell Sheffield, a wealthy, suave, romantically awkward theater producer in The Nanny. Interestingly, he didn't have to audition because the producers believed he was the perfect choice. His aristocratic British demeanor and warm, stern gaze made Maxwell one of the most beloved characters of the 1990s. Charles George Patrick Shaughnessy was born on February 9, 1955 in London, England. But behind the aristocratic exterior and brilliant television career were the stressful years after the series ended. From a familiar face on television every week, Shaughnessy suddenly fell silent, facing the harsh truth: Hollywood had forgotten him. Big roles were no longer coming his way, his income plummeted, and he was forced to turn to voice acting and stage acting to survive. For a man who was once loved nationwide, having to start almost from scratch was a huge blow to his self-esteem. The internal struggle made him admit that he felt like a fallen gentleman caught between the illusory glory on screen and the harsh reality of life. In 2025, Charles Shaughnessy turned 70. He is happily married to his wife, Susan Fallender, whom he has been married to since 1983 and with whom he has raised 2 daughters. Although he only plays occasional minor roles, he still appears in events related to his aristocratic family as the 5th Baron Shaughnessy. With an estimated fortune of $3 million, he maintains a career in stage and voice acting. Charles is a testament to the character of an English gentleman, not only on screen but also in real life. A calm, enduring artist, always maintaining his temperament despite changing times. At the age of 55, she joined The Nanny in 1995 as Aunt Freida, a noisy, somewhat out-of-place relative who always brought laughter to the audience. With her distinctive style, she quickly became a familiar face in the supporting cast, helping to clearly portray the colorful Jewish family surrounding the character, Fran. Lainey Kazan was born on May 15, 1940 in Brooklyn, New York, to a Jewish family of Russian and Turkish descent. But behind her gifted voice and brilliant stage career were dark corners of life. After the resounding success of My Big Fat Greek Wedding in 2002, the pressure of fame and financial failure pushed her into a spiral of depression. In 2017, at the age of 77, Lainey Kazan was arrested for stealing $180 worth of groceries from Gelson's supermarket, which surprised the public. The incident was shocking, not only because of her name associated with many respected roles, but also because it exposed the loneliness, pressure, and mental health problems that she had been silently suffering from. Lainey Kazan later admitted that rapid weight gain and depression had caused her to fall into a state of despair and loss of control many times. However, she still left an indelible mark through impressive roles, especially Maria Portokalos in My Big Fat Greek Wedding and her role in My Favorite Year, which earned her a Golden Globe nomination. By 2025, Lainey Kazan is 84 years old, and although she no longer appears on screen regularly, she is still actively involved in community activities and teaching acting. Her current net worth is estimated at $500,000, much lower than at the peak of her career. However, among fans and colleagues, she is still considered a symbol of resilience, a talented artist who has experienced both the limelight and profound challenges in life. At the age of 32, Lauren Lane officially entered the Hollywood entertainment industry in 1993 when she took on the role of Cece Babcock, Maxwell Sheffield's sharp and equally cruel partner in the hit sitcom The Nanny. With her cold but intelligent acting, she quickly turned this character into an indispensable part of the film, making the audience both hate and unable to take their eyes off the screen. The image of C.C. Babcock with sharp lines and subtle reactions has become an unforgettable symbol in the hearts of fans for many years. Lauren Lane was born on February 2, 1961 in Oklahoma City and grew up in Arlington, Texas. Along with her success on screen, she also experienced many difficulties in her personal life. Her seemingly perfect marriage to businessman David Wilkins quickly fell apart, leaving her to be a single mother amidst countless uncertainties. During the long, quiet nights, Lauren often felt exhausted, as if suffocated between two worlds, the glamorous stage and the empty house. It was during this difficult period that she poured all her heart into the role of C.C. Babcock and stage plays, seeing them as a way to relieve all the pain and bitterness. By 2025, Lauren Lane is 64 years old and no longer appears on the small screen much. Instead, she focuses on teaching at Texas State University, where she is dedicated to training the next generation of actors. Her current net worth is estimated at $2 million, largely from her acting career and education work. Despite many changes in her personal life, Lauren Lane remains resilient and proud of what she has achieved. She is remembered not only as the sharp C.C. Babcock of the past, but also as a dedicated teacher who inspires many new talents. At the age of 41, Rachel Chagall stepped onto the television screen in 1993 when she took on the role of Val, Fran Fine's goofy but lovable best friend in the Nanny. With her charming style and natural innocence, she created unforgettable comedic moments, becoming an indispensable part of Fran's journey and conquering the audience over many seasons of the show. Rachel Chagall, born Rachel Levin on November 24, 1952 in New York, did not have an easy life. In 1982, when her career was just starting to take off, Rachel suddenly collapsed due to Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare disease that causes the nervous system to attack the body, causing tremors, muscle weakness, and near paralysis. Lying motionless in a hospital bed, she faced the fear that she would never walk again, let alone stand on stage. The months of tearful treatment turned into a long nightmare. Yet at rock bottom, she fought hard, gradually regained her life, and a few years later, she stunned the industry with a Golden Globe nomination for her role as Gabby in Gabby, A True Story, 1987. She then proved her strength once again when she brought Val to audiences in The Nanny. In 2025, Rachel Chagall turns 72. She has been out of the spotlight since 2006 and spends most of her time with her family, especially her twin children, Eve and Jonah. Her fortune is estimated at around $2 million, mainly from her acting career. Although she is no longer on screen, the image of the innocent and emotional Val still lives on in the hearts of her fans. Along with that is the admirable determination of Rachel, a woman who turned her pain into strength to move forward, an artist who overcame danger and left a deep impression on the public. Madeline Zima was only 8 years old when she played Grace Sheffield in The Nanny, 1993. Her role as the youngest daughter, naive but sharp, helped Zima become one of the most memorable child faces of the 1990s. Over the course of 6 seasons until 1999, little Grace grew up alongside the audience, from a lively girl to a 14-year-old woman with a charm and acting talent beyond her years. However, behind the stage lights, Madeline Zima's childhood was dark and little known. Born on September 16, 1985 in New Haven, Connecticut, she soon faced the dark side of the entertainment industry. Years later, Zima bravely shared that as a child actress, she was often treated like a prop on the set of The Nanny, lacking the care and understanding that a child deserves. Not only that, Zima also revealed that she had been sexually abused in the film industry when she was very young. That psychological trauma haunted her throughout her adulthood, turning each role into not just a job, but also a journey of struggle and self-discovery. However, from the darkness, she rose up strongly, leaving her mark through bold and mature roles in Californication and Heroes, thereby demonstrating the adaptability and admirable bravery of an experienced actress. As of 2025, Madeline Zima is 39 years old. In addition to continuing to take on roles in television and film, she has also tried her hand at writing and directing. Her net worth is estimated at $1.5 million, largely from an acting career that has spanned more than 3 decades. From a sweet little girl named Grace to a resilient adult woman, Zima's journey has been marked by maturity and determination. She is a testament to how an artist can overcome adversity to continue creating and inspiring. Nicole Tom stepped into the limelight at the age of 15, playing the role of Maggie Sheffield in The Nanny in 1993. The audience witnessed the image of a shy, awkward girl gradually becoming confident and radiant under the guidance of Fran, a role that helped Nicole leave an impression on millions of fans throughout 6 seasons of the film. Born on March 23, 1978 in Hinsdale, Illinois, Nicole experienced no small amount of pressure when becoming famous too early. The overwhelming attention from the public made it difficult for her to maintain privacy and felt constrained in a fragile image. However, she still tried to assert herself through many different roles. Nicole has starred in The Princess Diaries and voiced characters in DC animated series like Supergirl. In 2025, she will be 47 years old. Although she is no longer at the peak of her youth, she still perseveres with her work through TV shows, TV movies, and voiceover projects. Her assets are estimated at around $500,000. Now, Nicole Tom lives a simpler and more peaceful life, but is still full of passion for art. The image of Maggie Sheffield seems to have grown up with her, still carrying a bit of innocence and sincerity that the audience will always remember. Benjamin entered the entertainment industry at the age of 13 as Brighton Sheffield in the 1993 film The Nanny. During his 6 years in the role, the mischievous boy portrayed the stubborn, somewhat aloof middle child who gradually matured under the influence of Fran. Thanks to the role of Brighton, Benjamin Salisbury quickly became a familiar face to American television audiences in the 1990s. Born on October 19, 1980 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, he soon experienced the difficulties and downsides of fame at such a young age. Behind the laughter of the audience is the great pressure that Benjamin Salisbury faced when he was only 13 years old. The spotlight from The Nanny took away his childhood, forcing him to grow up early, distance himself from his friends, and feel like a puppet without any freedom of choice. After a few small roles after The Nanny, Benjamin decided to leave the screen to find himself again. He studied broadcast journalism, graduated with honors, and worked in the U.S. Congress. In 2025, at the age of 44, he lives peacefully with his wife and 3 children in California. Although he is no longer a star, his journey is proof of a mature and correct choice. Thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully the story of the Nanny cast has brought you many surprises and new emotions about the people behind the roles associated with your childhood. If you find it interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting videos. See you in the next videos.